Now, hi and welcome to eBay in the UK, or how to get a company from zero to a company. Now, guess who messed up the intro and then managed to delete it altogether? Well, not to prolong this video any further, because it is a lengthy video. In this episode, I'll be trying to narrow down the choices of decals we have to make. While there isn't a specific formula, but we already figured out that we have to scale it down, and we're restricted to Royal Mail options within the sending them out. Therefore, here is yet another way to narrow it down even more. While there isn't one exact answer of which exact vinyl design to produce, as in a single formula like do this and you'll earn lots of money, it still can be made it still can be narrowed down, where you won't be making certain mistakes as a business in order to prevent you from staying small and not growing at all. This is how the strategy for having a hobby and having a business where your employees rely on you to pay them salaries actually is very different in its core nature. While you can design and sell everything while you have a hobby, or you're starting out and you want to try things out, which is obviously how you learn, and this is how I'm able to tell you this stuff, because this is the process that we went through, and this is a trial and error method. With any business, as in not just the business, but with every thing that you want to do, it is always a trial and error situation. Take an example. If you're trying to learn how to play guitar, you won't be able to play a guitar without having one, and obviously it will make it a little bit easier if you have someone who already knows how to play a guitar. They will come along and say, okay, you don't start by looking at the notes, you start by actually doing the chords and stuff. That's just an example. So it will vary, but trial and error is the way to go. So, as I said, while there is no one formula, we can narrow it down, and there's a lot of ways to narrow it down, one of which you already know, that is size is based on the letters, and that I'll show is a part of your price forming strategy. So, going forward, what it is that you have to produce and how can we narrow it down? Well, on the, I think it was either first or second episode, I did mention that you want to stay away from the copyrighted material. If you look at the some of the sellers on eBay, you will see that there is quite a lot of copyrighted material, and they're happily there for years, months, or many days, depends on your situation. But how is that they stay up? And some people can sell them, some people can't sell them. So it boils down to your visibility. The more successful you are within eBay, the more your listing gets visible, the more people see it, which is also a good thing. But in case of copyrighted material, if you getting ranked up high, the rights owner is more probably going to notice you and issue a takedown from eBay. This is why you want to stay away from the copyrighted material. Now, this alone can work for someone who does a hobby. So you have your basic account, which we all start with, and you are selling this stuff just to try it out. That's probably fine. You shouldn't do that, but it's probably fine. So but if you're basing your whole business idea that you will now go out and sell Coca-Cola licensed stuff, or BMW stickers, or a Batman something based, you will eventually fail, because the single most commonly repeated thing for the business owners, regardless of where they are and what they do, is you have to provide value. But nobody actually explains what the value is, because it's a very not exact science on what it is that value is within your area of expertise within the business. Now, in terms of providing value, specifically in vinyl decal business, you have to keep away from the copyrighted material, and you have to keep away from the common stuff. Now, this does sound a bit hard to imagine, so in a second I will demonstrate it on the eBay itself. I have gone on eBay and just searched for a very common thing, and I came up with a bunch of people selling it at dirt cheap prices, like £2. And we will see how it works for them, whether it is a good way to proceed with your business. And obviously, if that is just a person who does some side hustling just to have some 50 odd quid within the month and keep him happy, he's busy, he's doing something, that's obviously okay, and it is okay to learn. But if you are a business and you are doing this, that's a perfect example for us to look up and see what it is that we have to stay away from.
So here we can see somebody's eBay account and them being members since 2012, and him having at least half of the rating coming from selling. As you can see, they have huge, and please do not underestimate this with quality work. This is huge. If I would have that many listings, I would be in a very different position currently. But we can see that they've got that much and positive rating and stuff like that. But let's have a look what they actually sell, and you can notice straight away two things: prices and offers. Now, what does 20% off over 3 means? It means that this person is desperate to get your work. They're offering 20% on pretty much everything that there is. And yes, yes, 20% off on everything is very bad. But let's look at their work. Let's see what they are actually selling. So, lest we forget, it's copyrighted. This is probably copyrighted, but you can see how badly shaped the picture is. I will speak about the picture quality in slightly another topic, but also sticker bottle not included. Weird. Okay, so this is not their own creation, but this is not their own creation. They are selling some sheets, so these will probably be hand cut sheets. The way of selling, if it sells, you can see it's 9 sold. So let's have a look. If you click on sold on special offer, we'll see that it has been sold September, and before 15th of this September, it's August. But as we know, there was 9 sales. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So we can see that something's wrong with this listing. But I digress. So you can see there's a lot, and keep in mind this towing truck for £2 roughly. You can see that there's a lot of copyrighted material, which is also this, and I'm not sure, but this is probably Welsh for Wales, maybe? I think it is. Anyhow, we can see that there's Disney stuff. There is obviously this is a very bad wording title usage, because you have to use lots of related tags, and yeah, this is bad. But this is again another topic. We're not looking at the titles, we're looking at why it is bad to sell copyrighted material, and why it is bad to follow the main conception of people selling a lot. If you just make a lot of them, I mean listings, you will sell tons and tons and tons, and you will have all of the business you want. Well, here we can see that this person is just fetching some vector graphics from pretty much Google and trying their best to create small. And this one was small. So they got even duplicated listings, which is even worse. Because when it's not even any different, is it? No. So basically, there will be a point when eBay discards. Speaking of which, the October update and eBay, they will tackle the duplicates even more. So this person will obviously suffer a bit more. But this will require a bit of work, and depending on size, it might not be worth it. But we are just looking at one example, and there's a lot of people who do this, and because this is someone else's material, a lot of people have access to this, and this is why another contract. And this is why you will have a lot, and I obviously mean tons, millions of competitors doing the exactly same thing, because all they do is they go on Google and they choose a picture and do this instead. Now this is a customized product. It's a hand edged. You can see by the rough shapes, it's hand edged. So this could cost something like that. But obviously, is there a demand for this? I'll doubt that. And I'll tell you what I mean in a later video by how do I differ this. But Key Panda, did someone search for Key Panda? Well, that's up to them. But okay, so you get the understanding what this person is selling and how are they basing their strategy off, because they are so cheap and so common. Because they are so common, they have to be so cheap, and even on top of that, even more cheaper, because the price is the last thing you want to compete with, and this person has no idea how to compete if not with price. So we've got that many listings. Let's head down here. You can see sold listings here, and we will see how they are doing with their nearly 900 listings. While this will not show exactly everything, it will show the most. Well, it depends on the situation, but you can kind of get the idea what's selling and how many times it has been sold. So, for example, this, any of them decals, let's say by going by roughly by numbers, so 24, 24, 24, 4, 4, 4, and 3rd. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sales that we can see. Okay, 6 sales from 800 listings. Did I even tell you how bad that is? Well, okay, at least that's a minimum of 6 sales per day. So let's check this one, for example. We can see it sold 46 times, and it sold a total of 4 times in September, and it sold 2 times in August. In July it did sell a bit more, once in June and once in May, but there's 2 of them. But also, besides, this person is probably offering offer, what was it called, like a accept offers or something, and this is why you see this. So not only they are selling it so cheap, they are also accepting a special offer. So it's like, oh, come on. But yeah, That's pretty much the story on every single one of them. This one should be a bigger one, but let's double check. So 3 sold August, September. September's almost over, and yeah, it doesn't look that good, does it? So if you sell cheap, it doesn't mean you'll have lots of business. Also, if you sell a lot of common things, you're not providing any value there whatsoever, are you? Besides, speaking of pictures and listing itself, let's have a look how they formed the listing. This is fine. Fine, not really, but okay. Let's just go with it. So it will stick a lot of surfaces. Item specific area of the listing. So let's see. Let's read this again. The size of the decal sticker is in the item specifics area. Why wouldn't you? Oh, this is it. So why wouldn't you just duplicate it here? Well, okay. That's another topic yet again for the video. How do you form? What information do you need in here? Or if you require custom size, please message us. Free to purchase. Can't I just do afterwards? Why not? Okay, colors. So we are listing colors. Bear in mind that this doesn't necessarily correspond to your understanding of the color, or because person, I really doubt that the person went there and matched the exact colors. So now you will have yet another issue where it won't match your selected color. Because grey could be darker grey, purple could be, what is it, brown like this is the same as this, almost. But yeah, I digress yet again. Matte colors available, just 2, okay, important. Now, please avoid this, it's a mess. State of payment, message to seller box, immediately after sale. Now, yes, this is a disclaimer, you have to kind of do something like this, but there's ways of making this different. But if we just scroll, it just keeps on going, then there's even the small print. That is actually a small print. Now, please don't use that much text. So this how my personal listing would look like, to be honest, right? Because as you know, he's not the designer, I'm not. So what I would be able to do is, as a technical person, I would go and get this obviously like that from Google, and this is how I would be a bit clever about this, I guess, because I wouldn't be doing this and with that much information and everything else, because now they don't know how to even like make this thing where to point the customer to look at. Is it not? Is it big cheap? Is it cheap? Like, yeah, like, I mean, general information. Wasn't this general information? But yes, this how would I be able to create a listings, because I don't know how to design them. So I would be just listing lots and lots and lots of something Google-based images, vector, anything really I could get my hands on, and I would be pretty much in the same situation as this person is. And this is why I'm showing you this, to further narrow down the things. While this is not the case of, okay, so now we know what to do. Now, this is the case of what not to do. And one of them things is, speaking of this, E-I-O-R, I don't know how you read it, but that's colored. I'm not sure person is combining this together. I digress yet again. But I would be literally sitting in paint and removing all of the blue thing from here and doing something ridiculous like that, which is nowhere efficient, nowhere to be a company. But if you're a business, this is what you have to stay away from, and hopefully this demonstrates why common items are priced so low, why you have to avoid copyrighted material as a company, and why you should have either a designer or you have to teach yourself how to do design from a YouTube videos. For example, you don't have to be like a very very skilled at this. Even if you learn how to do different texts, you can do wedding names, for example, right? Although there is a big market for it, there is also a huge competition for it, so it depends on whether you add value, which is a very popular topic to say now. But this is what we will focus on while creating our listing.
Now, hopefully I've demonstrated how following the majority step is definitely not the step we will be taking, we are taking, and why it does not fit a company structure, and how does not provide any value. Well, it provides some value, but it's not that kind of value that you want to provide with your company. So in order not to prolong this video for too long, because it's already that long, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next episode. Thanks for watching.